There's someone running for lieutenant governor named Flaherty, but he's just using the name. The real Pete Flaherty says,
Bob Casey and Mark Single will be the best ticket Pennsylvania ever had.
we all know about Casey for governor, but how will we remember Single for lieutenant governor? Well, do you remember who this is? Casey Stengel. We put his picture up to remind you that the Democratic Party and Bob Casey have endorsed Mark Single. Casey Stengel. Casey Single, the real Democratic ticket.
Maybe the Philadelphia Inquirer said it best. This is the real Bob Casey. Others have traded on his name to win elections. A man of lesser resolve might have given up. There's a tenacity about Mr. Casey, a quality blending persistence with dedication that is admirable and even awesome. He has an inner toughness that commands respect and gets things done. In stature and substance, Bob Casey is the best. He has earned the nomination. This Tuesday, Bob Casey is coming back, and so is Pennsylvania.
Who's qualified to be governor? Former Philadelphia District Attorney Ed Rendell was caught in a ticket-fixing scandal. Trying to go easy on the gangland murderer, was district attorney while Philadelphia's crime went up. That's all the experience Rendell has. Now he wants to be governor, and he doesn't even have a real economic plan for Pennsylvania. Bob Casey was called the best auditor general in history. He cracked down hard on corruption, and the Casey investment plan will bring jobs and growth to Pennsylvania. Casey.
Now Ed Rendell is trying to explain the Freshie Food scandal with out-of-context quotes from the Philadelphia Inquirer. Fact, Rendell's office stopped the Freshie investigation. Fact, Rendell then took thousands of campaign dollars from Freshie executives. Fact, last week Rendell said he helped federal prosecutors indict Freshie. Now he says he didn't even know about it, and so he took the Freshie money. Stay tuned for Rendell's next explanation of the Freshie scandal. Casey for governor.
What time do y'all get started around here?
7 a.m. in the morning.
They work hard for every dollar. They're the strength of Tennessee. And I believe in a government that fights for people like them. When you make decisions in the governor's office, you can't just talk to the big boys. You have to remember the folks down here.
In 1986, her fight for people goes on. For Tennessee, for Governor Eskind. Most politicians spend most of their time talking to each other. The people can never get through. There's someone running for governor this year who's different.
Hello, this is Jane Eskind.
For 6 years at the Public Service Commission, she's answered her own phone. She's in touch with people, fighting for lower phone rates.
I think we can get something done on that.
She's fighting against putting a nuclear waste plant in our state. In 1986, her fight for people goes on.
I'm for building better roads. They're part of our future. But if you listen to the politicians, you think that's all that matters. We have to remember that there are people at the end of those roads, and you don't have to be young to have a future. We need a governor who cares about them, who understands that for them, the future is their health, who will fight to protect their medical care, to help working families, the needy, and senior citizens alike.
In 1986, her fight for people goes on. Most governors go to Nashville and forget where they come from. They don't even look back as they're taken in by the Nashville political and business establishment. Jane Eskind is the candidate for governor who can't be pressured into ignoring West Tennessee.
As governor, I'm determined to see to it that all the people who live here get the opportunities they deserve, that every part of Tennessee has its rightful share of jobs, of new factories, and economic growth.
In 1986, her fight for people goes on. Eskind. Most governors go to Nashville and forget where they come from. They don't even look back as they're taken in by the Nashville political and business establishment. Jane Eskind is the candidate for governor who can't be pressured into ignoring East Tennessee.
As governor, I'm determined to see to it that all the people who live here get the opportunities they deserve, that every part of Tennessee has its rightful share of jobs, of new factories, and economic growth.
In 1986, her fight for people goes on. Eskind.
Farming is a way of life, and the most basic of all our industries. And the families who work the land are among the best of all our people.
We can't control the wind and rain and the hot spells and the cold, but we can decide who becomes governor. And we need a governor who cares, like Jane Eskind.
As governor, I intend to fight for their hopes, for their right to pass the good earth on to their children, not to the auctioneers.
For governor, Eskind. Jane Eskind knows that growth and jobs depend on the quality of life in Tennessee. It's a strength we can't risk losing. As governor, she'll ask what's good for people, for families, for neighborhoods, not politicians in the back room and their special interest friends.
Unless we do the right things now to protect ourselves and our environment, we'll destroy the very things which make Tennessee a special place to live, to work, to do business.
She's out there fighting for us, for Tennessee, for Governor Eskind.